applause for Sarah. And I want to big round of applause for all the other readers that came up with I've been excited to do the show, and I was really wrestling with what to read. And because you see funny things everywhere that you want to read and share with people. Like I saw the other day I saw someone had a bumper sticker that said, "Beauty is in the eye of the beer holder," and, which is cool because it combines a pun, which is the lowest form of humor, with a bumper sticker, which is the lowest form of anything. And then I decided that I wanted to do, like Caitlin, I wanted to share some fan fiction with you guys. And at first I struggled with, well, what to do, and I considered reading a Back to the Future fan fiction story told from the perspective of the Scarecrow, who is hit by the DeLorean. Who then goes to the DeLorean factory in the 80s and is angry. But I decided, yeah, Say Wha, indeed. But I didn't do that. I decided, and if anyone here who knows me personally knows I'm a very big fan of The Sopranos. Are there any other Sopranos fans here? Oh, good. That actually wasn't quite loud enough a response for this to work. Okay, well, let's go. I have two pieces that I'd like to read. Sorry, they're two pieces of shit. And one is a poem, and the other is a Sopranos fan fiction story. The poem, what I liked about the series, what I thought was great about the series, is that it broke all the rules. And this poem also breaks all the rules, like the rules of having meter and rhythm in your poem, or rhyme schemes. So many of you know about traditional rhyme schemes like A-B-B-A or A-A-B-B. The rhyme scheme for this poem is a traditional A-A-B-B, A-A, no rhyme, no rhyme, no rhyme, no rhyme, A-A-B-B. So, this poem is called Bang, Bang, You're Dead. That is how it's punctuated. Bang, bang, you're dead, brackets, Sopranos tribute. Bang, bang, you're dead. I put a bullet through your head. Whoa. That's very, put your hands up in the air, waving around, just don't care. We all knew that that was going to be the second line. I felt no anger, felt no fear, no remorse, nor like I'm even here. I've gone numb, but there's blood on my hands. Not exclusive clauses, so no need for the but. You can be numb and have blood on your hands. I've gone numb, but there's blood on my hands. I feel I'll crack under my boss's demands. Why? You feel no anger and you feel no fear. You've just told us for the first stanza. Sorry, when it's about this subject matter, it's called a danza. Sorry, whenever it's about this thing. So he's just spent the first 4 lines telling us about how I don't give a shit, I'll kill you, I feel numb, but I have blood on my hands. The whole rest of the poem is about how much he hates doing this. And his internal struggle. I feel all cracked under my boss's demands. If he knew I had this issue, he wouldn't think twice. He'd have me destroyed for possibilities of being nice. Also, I cleaned it up a little. He said, he'd have be destroyed. That doesn't make any sense. I gotta be a man and hide my disgust. Hide all evidence as it turns into dust. That's a meaningless sentence. I live this way of no will of my own. I'm just a pawn. The boss has all as his throne. Well, his kingdom, maybe. No kings placed all that much just on their throne. That's not, see all this? I'm going to sit on all of it. I just pray to get through another day. That's an internal rhyme to one line. It doesn't correspond to anything else. Without the possibility of getting whacked, I'm lucky to be alive without being verbally attacked. Thank you. That is really lowering the stakes. Build from verbally attacked to whacked. That's not. I could get killed, or somebody could be really mean. So, this life I need to kill, do whatever the hell I'm supposed to. That's the most uninspired line. It doesn't rhyme with anything. It doesn't just. So, this life I lead to kill, do whatever the hell I'm supposed to. I don't like it sometimes. I know. But I do what I've got to do. Bang, bang, you're dead. Skull bashed in, fleeting red. Another mark has been done in. Bad boys with the power always win. And then it's dated March 14th, 2006. Just in case, you know, it ever makes it into its official papers. That was the day. So that was Bang Bang, You're Dead. Now this next piece is a short story. It's not exactly stream of consciousness. It's more like diarrhea of consciousness. It's really horrible, but I suspect that it was kind of done on, it might have been done on purpose, because I read some other stories by this author. His name is Mr. Dangles.
Say what?
And he wrote 3 stories on this site: a Sopranos story, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer story, and a Smallville story. On this website, there were Briscoe County Jr. Stories. But I looked for my cousin Jim's story. Okay, so this is a story that speaks for itself, I think, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I can. It's called Tony's Big Day. No pun intended. That's the title. Tony sat alone in his room, staring at his hands, resting gently upon his heavy thighs. He's not a grade 3 teacher. Anyway, his heavy thighs. Resting on his cottage cheese thigh. Carmela had packed up her things just a few days earlier, leaving without a second glance. Tony had scoffed, sneered, gone to the club, and gotten drunk of his ass. I think he meant yet none of it dulled the pain raging in his man breast. Later, when Polly and Christopher departed, pleading that they were exhausted I just want you to listen to what happens to both the tense and the plural, singular breakdown of this sentence. Later, when Polly and Christopher departed, pleading that they were exhausted and need to go to bed, so they become one person in the present tense. Tony had driven himself, brackets, rather poorly, close brackets, to another strip club, one where they would not recognize him. He'd taken literally 3 steps into the club, so not metaphorically. one stripper sneered to the other, "Do you want to take Fatty or should I?" Tony froze, horrified at the fact that they only saw him as a fat man and not as a human being. He staggered back out of the club and sat down next to a dumpster, putting his head in his hands and breaking into tears. Now, we've established that he came in a cart. Why does he have to sit next to a dumpster? Does everyone think that about me? He sobbed. And they just don't tell me because I would shoot them? Hurt and confused, Tony drove back to his empty room and stared at himself critically in the mirror. His stomach bulged over his belt. His chins looled. His chins looled beneath his chin. That's something you would say if you were coming out from under anesthetic. Chin looled in his chin. I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy, he cried despairingly, but still some whimsy. No wonder Carmela left me. He resolved then and there to lose weight. He would look young and fit, and Carmela would fall in love with him again, and the New York bosses would respect him again. His life wouldn't be this steaming pile of shit. His mother probably would have loved him if he'd just been thinner. It took Tony 2 solid minutes to call a plastic surgeon and arrange for a little nip/tuck. When he arrived at the plastic surgeon place, not office, he found an attractive red-headed doctor there, very, very young. "Hello," Tony said. And this woman, this character name shows up in Mr. Dangle's other stories. "Hello, my name is..." "Hello, my name is Willow Rosenberg." Happy Rosh Hashanah coming up. This is Dr. Willow Rosenberg. "I used to be a witch." "But now I've gone to med school and become a doctor." "A witch?" Tony cried. "Could you do spells?" "Yes, all kinds of spells," Willow said. So you can make me skinny and all?" "Sure," Willow said, "but you have to be healthy so you stay skinny." "Okay." Here's the final line of the story.
Oh, okay.
"And then Tony got thin and things were okay. Though Carmela dumped him for other reasons."
Oleo Festival, and I think it's Mark. He won't tell me his real name at the door. So give a hand of applause for Oleo and Mark. Thank you to Wilton Company and all their fantastic, sexy, sassy servers. Of course, I have to thank this. I'm like so proud of this lineup. These were some of my very favorite people in town. Thank you to everyone who read. We had Eric Feld, Chip Ellis, Devin Lohi, Dina Del Bucchia, Adam Bateman, Caitlin Fontana, and Charlie Demers. Round of applause for all of them. The next Say Wha show is going to be October 19th. It's the third Wednesday of every month. We do it at the Cottage Bistro on Main and like 29th. It's a lovely, cute little intimate venue. We get nice and hot and sweaty together on cold nights. I also run two other things. One is called Teen Angst Night, where people read embarrassing stuff they wrote when they were teenagers. This is where any of you can get up on stage and read embarrassing stuff on stage. I run a thing called Dance Dance Party Party. If you want to know about these shows, there's so many ways. Twitter, Facebook, I have my website on those programs. Go home. Go to these shows that everyone else is doing because these people are fantastic and they're doing amazing stuff around town. I may just, read more of this on video podcasts, because Jesus Christ. So much stuff. Last thing, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for coming out to this show. I hope you enjoyed it. The beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. We are done.